In this video, I'm going to highlight 5 of my favorite features of the EV6 and a couple of unexpected interior design issues I experienced while driving the car for a week. So let's get into it. The EV6 is equipped with self-parking or automated parking, and this is how it works. You're supposed to hold this park button for a few seconds and this will show up. So drive slowly, keeping closer to the side in which you want to park. Okay, so you notice that parking spot back there. So let's see if it can actually park in there now. So you can decide which type of parking you want to do. Let's hit that one. And I'm gonna do remote parking here. So I'm gonna use the key fob to park the car. So shift to P. All right, leave the vehicle. Keep the smart key, close all doors, press and hold forward and backwards, or backwards on the smart key. All right, so this should be these buttons right here. Okay. So I'm holding the button now, and the car is actually moving. This is crazy. Still holding the button. Yeah, it's adjusting by itself. I'm a little nervous actually. You know, it has all the sensor it needs. Should maybe straighten up. There we go. Oh, it's gonna adjust a little more. What's not happening with that parking? Now we're going in straight for sure. Still holding the button. I haven't changed the buttons back and forth, so you just need to hold one button and it does everything for you. And this is super useful if you're in a really tight spot and you can't barely open the doors, for example. It just makes sense to use this. So there we are. I love how the augmented reality head-up display navigation shows animated arrows that shows up right in front of your face when you have the navigation on. The arrows themselves feel like they're getting closer to you as you approach the turn, which isn't something I've personally experienced before. Is it a useful feature? Maybe. Is it cool to see? Absolutely. You can adjust the brightness of the head-up display, for example, tone it down when activated at night. The 360 rotating camera is something we've seen in high-end luxury cars, but it's also available in the Kia EV6, which I guess at this point could probably be considered a luxury car. It shows you a top-down view of the car, and you can rotate the camera as you drive to see exactly where the wheels are positioned. I just wish that the animated car had the same color as the actual car that you're sitting in. Right next to your right leg, underneath the center armrest, you'll find a little clip, and I'm pretty sure this is to hold the USB cable in place and keep it organized. However, it can also be a great holder for my big pants, which is great if you feel bored while charging and want to whip out a couple of sketches of some random things. The motor sounds can be changed in the EV6 from very cyberspace-like sounds. The volume can also be set to 3 different levels. When it's on max, you definitely feel like you're driving through outer space. Have a listen to this. Hopefully you can hear that. Then we have dynamic. Sounds a little more sinister, I guess. Pretty cool. And last but not least, we have cyber, which literally feels like you're sitting in a spaceship when you have cyber on. Last but not least, I want to mention a couple of things about the interior design. It looks great, but after driving it for a week, I realized the layout isn't ideal, at least not for me personally, and here's exactly what I mean. One detail that I want to mention after driving this for close to a week now is that when I go to switch these controls right here, you see that we have the controls for the seat here, so the cooled seats, or you have the hot seats right here. But when you have your palm resting on this area right here and you want to go in and switch from whatever you need right here, usually what happens a lot of times is that you hit these buttons with your palm because it's resting on this area. So this is a little bit of a design thing, interior design, that could maybe these have been positioned better or maybe have some sort of cover to them. I don't know how to solve it, but it's definitely something that happens all the time. Another detail on the interior is that for my size, this armrest feels just a bit too short. I would love to have it extend a little further to maybe this point right here, because now when I sit inside and I drive the car and I have my arm right like this resting on the steering wheel, my elbow is right where the padding for the elbow ends. This is just, of course, a tiny detail, but also something worth mentioning that you notice after driving the car for a couple of days. Overall, my verdict of the Kia EV6 after a week of experiencing it is that it's a great family EV, not the quickest and not the sportiest handling, but filled with modern tech. Personally, I would definitely get the dual motor over the rear-wheel drive for a bit more punch off the line. Thanks for watching, and I will see you in the next video.